YouTube friends, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead, and I have a little sore throat. So I thought I would go ahead and pop on here and just talk about some of my favorite herbs to use when you've got a sore throat. And actually, if you've got a sore throat, it's probable that perhaps you're going to move into a bad cold or perhaps even a flu. And these are also herbs that can be helpful for supporting your body's immune response as well. So they've got broad spectrum activities and actions. So let's just go ahead and talk through a few of these that I really just love. So the first herb that I love for sore throats is sage. Sage has microbial properties, and it also is extremely drying. In fact, just using this herb all by itself or maybe with a little bit of honey can really just make that sore throat disappear. I do have a sore throat spray recipe on my website. I will link to that in the description below. Sage is easy to grow. You can also purchase it, and it's one of the best culinary herbs to use too, especially at Thanksgiving time. So sage is number one. Number two, I love cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper for sore throats sounds like, I know it sounds a little odd because cayenne pepper is so hot and it can burn the mucous membranes of your mouth if you don't dilute it enough. But believe me, it has very strong analgesic properties and numbs. It can actually numb a sore area. So I really like to have just a pinch of cayenne if I'm making an herbal tea or a spray or something. But cayenne pepper is wonderful. Next up, and this is not really herbal, but it's so helpful, and that's honey. This came from a friend of mine in California. Mystic Fox Naturals is the name of the shop, and it's my friend Melinda's raw honey that she raises her own bees and then sells the honey. But I love eating raw honey. I think it's the best thing you can use. Obviously, you should not use raw honey for babies under 12 months because of the possibility of the botulism spores. But I've also heard that people do, and it's not a problem. So this is where you get to make your own judgment call on that. But honey soothes the throat, and it also has antimicrobial properties. And I have found that in conjunction with other herbs that are helpful with sore throat, honey's amazing. So there we go with honey. All right, so next up, I really love using slippery elm bark. It is highly mucilaginous, and what that does is it soothes and it just coats the throat and helps your sore throat just feel better. If you don't have slippery elm bark, and by the way, slippery elm is on the endangered plant list, so I'm really careful with how much I buy and also how much I use and also where I purchase it from. So you want to try to find it, organic and also, sustainably, harvested. So I look for that. But there's an alternative, and that's marshmallow root. Marshmallow root is easy to grow, and it's also very highly mucilaginous, and it coats the mucous membranes actually all the way through the GI tract. It's super helpful for many different conditions, including ulcers and things like that. But for your sore throat, it's exceptional. All right. Cinnamon. These are little cinnamon chips, and I like to buy these from Star West Botanicals. Basically, it's just chopped up cinnamon bark, and it's in little bits, so it's perfect for an herbal tea. But cinnamon, number one, it tastes really well. It tastes wonderful. It's got a sweetish overtone, and it adds flavor to your teas. But on top of that, it also contains mucilage, which again is that substance that coats your throat. So I love using cinnamon. Next up, I also really love using a combination of Goldenseal and Echinacea for a couple of different reasons. And Goldenseal, first of all, let's just talk about this. This is a topical antibiotic herb, so it's wonderful. If you have any kind of an infection or an oozing sore or a skin issue, Goldenseal is wonderful. It is also helpful for ulcers. In terms of a sore throat, obviously, if you're dealing with inflammation in your throat, it's very, very helpful. And it's also very, very drying, just as sage is. So I really like using Goldenseal if I have it. Now, Goldenseal is also endangered. So again, be very careful when you purchase this. Try to purchase it organic, which indicates that it's been cultivated and not wild harvested from the wild, because that's where it's becoming hard to find in the southeast where it's native. And if you don't have Goldenseal, then Orgon Grapefruit is a really nice substitute. The constituents are really similar, and you can use both. So that's why I like to use Goldenseal. Next up is Echinacea. Echinacea has numbing qualities, and it also helps to soothe, and it boosts the immune system. So I just like this as an addition to anything I make for sore throats. Finally, there's ginger root, and I love ginger root because, number one, it's really wonderful to help the flavor of teas. It goes very well with sage and some of the, other elements with these herbs that don't taste so great, but it helps the flavor. It also is an activating herb, so it stimulates the actions of these other plants. I'll be doing a video on how to make a sore throat tea blend, and you'll find that coming up here soon, because I'm going to get ready to make it. All right. Oh, and an herb I forgot. This is licorice root. I love licorice root. For other people. There are people who shouldn't use licorice root. It's a really wonderful plant. It's an adaptogen. It's helpful for the immune system, and it's really great if you're dealing with respiratory issues or, again, sore throat. It's helpful for the sore throat. But I can't use it because I manage my hypertension naturally, and I'm very careful about what I decide to use, in that it doesn't affect my heart or my heart rate. And licorice root is a wonderful hypotensive. So that means that it's really great. If you have lower blood pressure, it can help raise it. But if you've got high blood pressure, you should take this herb cautiously or talk to your doctor first. I love the way it smells, and I love the way it tastes. I just don't like what it does to me. But I just wanted to mention licorice root because it is an option for most people. All right, so those are my favorite herbs to use to help with sore throat pain and to get rid of it fast and to support your body in wellness. All right, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. You should definitely get on my wait list for the next opening of my Ditch the Drugstore course. It's a great course because what I do is, it's not just a course where I hand you 15 remedies and say, there you go. It's not like that at all. No, this is a course where I help you plan out your home apothecary. You nail down exactly what it is you need for your family, because your family is going to be different from my family. Your home apothecary, especially if you have little children, is going to be very different from mine, where we're middle-agers living, and it's going to be different from elderly people's home apothecary. So the course is designed to be a 6-week round course where I get on there, I answer your questions, I help you formulate, and there are hundreds of recipes for you to choose from. Anyway, get on the wait list. It's a great course if you're interested in medical preparedness. All right, I will talk with you later. Also, you might want to get my free herbal remedy guide. It's a really helpful guide, especially if you're just starting out. All right, I'm Heidi Villegas with Healing Harvest Homestead. Please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.